Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, my dear ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for loving Get Ahead First YouTube channel. This is the only channel you can go and get all the interview questions and answers. So today I'm going to take you through fire safety training course in full details. What is fire safety training course? A fire safety training course teaches workers how to prevent fires, identify fire hazards, respond to fire emergencies, use fire extinguisher equipment safely, evacuate the building, and protect people and property. For someone working in a warehouse, like a construction site, facility, or commercial building, fire safety knowledge is extremely important to you who is working in those mentioned places above. What is fire? Fire is a chemical reaction involving heat, fuel, and oxygen, producing heat, light, and combustion products. Their elements, the three elements are known as fire triangle. Fire triangle. That is heat, fuel, oxygen. If you combine all of this, you get fire. If you remove one of these three elements, the fire can be extinguished. Like, for example, if you remove heat, you cool the fire with water where appropriate. If you remove oxygen, you smother the fire. If you remove fuel, you isolate or remove the combustible material if safe to do so. Then there is what we call fire tetrahedron. For more advanced fire safety training, you may also learn about this fire tetrahedron. These are four elements, not like the ones I just mentioned. These are four elements, remember. Tetrahedron has four elements, which is heat, fuel, oxygen, chemical chain reaction. The fourth element explains why combustion has continued once fire has started. Common causes of fire at workplace, or common causes of workplace fire. A fire can start from many sources. For example, electrical causes, if cables are damaged, if sockets are overloaded, if there are faulty electrical equipment, if electrical connections are loose, if there is poor maintenance or short circuits. Then there is what we call hot fire. What is hot fire? Hot fire, we have like welding. When you are welding, there is fire sparks. Then gas cutting, grinding, soldering, and other activities producing sparks or heat. Then there is what we call flammable materials. This is, we are talking about petrol, diesel, solvents, paints, thinners, flammable gases, and chemicals. What about poor housekeeping? Poor housekeeping, we look at accumulation of cupboards, poor paper waste, oil-soaked rags, combustible wastes, blocked areas around electrical equipments. What of human behavior? Smoking in prohibited areas, improper use of electrical equipments, unauthorized hot work, improper storage of materials, ignoring safety procedures. These are what we call human behavior. You know the procedure, but you take it for granted. Then what about fire prevention? The best way to deal with fire is to prevent it from happening. How do you do so? Important preventive measures include: keep the workplace clean. Make sure the workplace is clean. Keep combustible materials away from ignition sources. Store flammable material correctly. Inspect electrical equipment regularly. Do not overload electrical sockets. Maintain clear emergency exits. Keep fire extinguishers accessible. Conduct regular fire inspection always. Control smoking area. Follow hot work procedures. Use hot work permit where required. Maintain good housekeeping every day. Train employees in emergency procedures. Then what about fire classes? We have, how many fire classes do we have? Fire classification depends on the standards being used, but commonly include, we have class A, which is 1, class B, which is 2, class C, which is 3, electric equipment, which is 4, class D, which is 5. What is class A fire? Class A fire, these are ordinary combustibles. For example, we have wood, we have paper, cardboard, cloth, some plastics. What of class B? These are flammable liquids. We have petrol, we have diesel, paint, solvents, and thinners. What about class C fire? These are what we call flammable gases. We have RPG, we have propane, we have butane. What of electrical equipments? Example, we have computers, electrical panels, we have motors, machinery, generators. The importance of this is that the correct extinguishing agent must be selected for the specific fire and equipment involved. What of class D? What of class D? Class D we have. Then what of class D? Class D we have combustible metals, for example, magnesium, sodium, aluminium powder. These require specialized extinguishing agents. Commercial kitchens can have fire involved cooking oils and fats, which require appropriate wet chemicals, extinguishing system, or equipment. Then we have 6 types of fire extinguishers. 1. We have water extinguisher, generally suitable for class A fires, such as you can use this water extinguisher in wood, paper, cardboard. Important, do not use water on energized electric equipment or flammable liquid fires. It is not allowed. Then 2, we have foam extinguisher, commonly used for a certain class A fires, flammable liquid fires. Always check the extinguisher label and workplace procedure. Then we have carbon dioxide extinguisher. Here commonly used for electric equipment, certain flammable liquid fires. Carbon dioxide does not leave powder residue. Very good. Then what of dry powder extinguisher? Depending on the type, dry powder extinguisher can be used for various fire, including flammable liquid, flammable gases, and some electrical equipments. The exact rating should always be checked on the extinguisher. Wet chemical extinguisher, primarily designed for cooking oils and cooking fats. These are found in the kitchen. It is commonly found in commercial kitchen. Yes. Then number 7. There is what we call fire extinguisher pass method. How do you use extinguisher? We have pass method. What is pass method? Pass method is pull, aim, squeeze, and sweep side by side. Pull the safety pin, aim the nozzle at the fire base of the fire, then squeeze the handle, then sweep from side to side across the fire base. However, remember, only attempt to use an extinguisher if you are trained. The fire is small and appropriate for that extinguisher. Conditions are safe and you have a clear escape route. If the fire is growing, producing heavy smoke, spreading rapidly, or your escape route is threatened, evacuate immediately. What to do when you discover fire? The most thing you should do after discovering fire, a basic emergency response is stay calm. That is step 1. Don't panic. Step 2, raise the alarm. Activate the alarm or alert people according to the site's emergency procedure. 3, report the fire immediately. Don't keep quiet. Inform the responsible emergency teams, stroke security control room, security room, and contact the appropriate emergency service according to the site procedure. 4, evacuate. Leave the building using designated emergency exit. Step 5, go to the assembly point. Proceed to the designated master stroke assembly point. 6, head count. Supervisors or designated personnel should count the employees, contractors, and visitors. Then we have step 7, which is do not re-enter. Never return to the building until authorized personnel declare it is safe. because you may cause a big problem. Then 9, there is what we call fire alarm. What is fire alarm? Fire alarm is used to warn people that there may be a fire or other emergency. Employees should know where manual points are located, what the alarm sounds like, what the alarm means, where emergency exits are, where the assembly point is, who is responsible for emergency response. Then we have emergency exits. These are emergency exit doors. You get it? You cannot exit through the window. You have to use emergency exit doors. Emergency exits must be clearly identified, accessible, free from obstruction, proper illuminated where required, not locked in a way that prevents emergency exit. Known to employees. Do not lock emergency exit doors. Never block an emergency exit with boxes, equipment, material, or vehicles. Then there is what we call assembly point. Assembly point is designated safe location where evacuated people gather. At the assembly point, what are the things to be done? Remain with your team. Do not leave without authorization. Participate in the head count. Report missing person immediately. Follow instructions for emergency personnel. Then we have fire doors. These fire doors helps restrict the spread of fire, heat, smoke. Important rules. Do not wedge fire doors open unless specifically designed and controlled for that purpose. Do not damage or remove fire doors components. Keep the area around fire door clear. Report damaged fire door. Then there is what we call fire hose reel and hydrants. Depending on the facility, firefighting system may include fire hose reel, fire hydrants, fire pumps, fire water tanks, sprinkler system, and fire alarm system. Only trained and authorized personnel should operate specialized firefighting system. Automatic sprinkler system. Automatic sprinkler system. A sprinkler system automatically releases water when its heat sensitive elements operates at the required temperature. Sprinklers are designed to control or suppress fire depending on the system designed. Important: do not obstruct sprinkler heads. Do not hang materials from sprinkler pipes. Maintain required clearance around sprinkler heads. Report damaged sprinkler system. Then we have fire pump room. What is fire pump room? Fire pump room system may supply water at the required pressure to the fire protection system. A typical system may include main fire pump, jockey pump, standby diesel pump, fire water tank, control panels, valve, and pressure gauges. The exact arrangement depends on the building's fire protection design. Then there is fire risk assessment. A fire risk assessment involves identifying hazards, for example, flammable chemicals stored near an ignition source. People at risk, for example, may be employees, may be contractors, may be visitors, may be security personnel, may be maintenance workers, or anyone around the place. Existing controls, we have proper storage, fire extinguishers, fire alarm, emergency exit, training to the staff, additional controls. For example, we have improved storage arrangement, separate ignition sources, provide additional fire protection, improve housekeeping on daily basis, conduct additional training to everyone. Then we have fire safety in a warehouse. Warehouse fire safety is particularly important because warehouse can contain large quantities of combustible materials. A warehouse safety inspection should consider storage height, should consider cupboard and packaging, should consider flammable materials, should consider electric equipment, forklifts and charging areas, emergency exits, fire extinguishers, fire alarm system, sprinklers, fire doors, emergency lighting, housekeeping, smoking controls, hot work, and accessible for emergency responders. Then there is what we call fire safety during construction. On a construction site, a common fire hazard include welding, gas cutting, grinding, LPG cylinders, temporary electrical installation, flammable paints, solvents, fuel, waste materials, temporary heating equipment. Control measures can include hot work permit, fire watch, suitable fire extinguishers, gas cylinder controls, good housekeeping, proper electrical installation, safe storage of inflammable materials, emergency arrangements. Then what of hot work at construction site? Hot work includes activities such as flame, sparks, heat, for example, welding, gas cutting, grinding, brazing. Before hot work, the required procedure may include obtain the required permit, inspect the work area, remove or protect combustible materials, provide suitable fire extinguisher equipment, check nearby area of fire risks, assign a fire watch where required, complete the work safely, conduct post-work monitoring according to the site procedure. Then we have fire safety inspection checklist. A fire inspection checklist can include fire extinguishers accessible, fire extinguishers properly identified, fire extinguishers free from visible damage, emergency exit clear, exit signs visible, we have emergency lighting visible, fire doors in good condition, fire alarm system maintained, manual call point accessible, sprinkler unobstructed, fire hose reel accessible, electric panels accessible, no overloaded electric sockets, flammable materials properly stored, good housekeeping maintenance, smoking controls followed, assembly point identified, fire emergency procedures displayed all over the place. Then there is what we call fire drill. A fire drill is a practical exercise designed to test emergency arrangements. A fire drill can evaluate fire alarm response, evacuation time, employees awareness, emergency communication, assembly point procedure, head count, coordination between departments, emergency response weaknesses. After the fire drill, the team should identify lessons learned and corrective actions. After you have conducted a fire drill, what are the identified lessons and what is supposed to be done to improve? Then what to do or what not to do during the fire. What not to do during the fire is to panic. If you panic during the fire, then you are creating a big problem. Use the wrong extinguisher. If you use the wrong extinguisher, then that means you are causing the fire to spread. Broke emergency exit, that means the evacuators will know way how to evacuate. Ignore the alarm. If you hear the alarm and you just take it for granted, using elevator during the fire unless it's specifically unauthorized for emergency exit. During fire alarm, do not use elevator. Return for personal belongings. Re-enter the building without authorization. Fight a fire that is too large or spreading. If the fire is too large or too big, do not attempt to fight it. Just call the emergency team. Put yourself between the fire and your escape route. So here, interview question: what is fire safety? Interview question: what is fire safety? A fire safety is a set of measures used to prevent fire. Detect fire can at an age. Detect fires at an early age, control or suppresses fire where possible. Protects people and property and ensure safe evacuation during an emergency. It includes fire prevention, fire detection, and alarm system, firefighting equipment, emergency procedures, evacuation plan, training, inspection, and fire drills. What would you do if you discovered a fire? First, I would remain calm and raise the alarm immediately. I would alert people in the affected area and follow the site emergency procedures. If it is safe, I would contact the designated emergency response team or emergency services. I would evacuate using the designated emergency route or exit door and proceed to the assembly point. I would only attempt to use a suitable fire extinguisher if I was trained. The fire was small and manageable, and I had a clear escape route. I would never put myself or others at unnecessary risk. What is the fire triangle? A fire triangle consists of 3 elements required for combustion: heat, fuel, and oxygen. If we remove any one of these elements, we can stop or prevent combustion. The fire tetrahedron adds a 4 elements, which is the chemical chain reaction. Why is fire safety training important? Fire safety training is important because it helps employees understand fire hazards, prevent fire response quickly during an emergency, use fire extinguisher equipment correctly, evacuate safely, and protect themselves and others. Training also helps employees understand their responsibilities during fire drill and real emergencies. Key topics to study for a fire course. If you are preparing a fire warden, fire marshal, HSC, safety officer, warehouse, or construction interview, concentrate on these topics: fire triangle, fire tetrahedron, fire classes, extinguishers, pass, fire prevention, fire alarm, emergency evacuation, assembly point, fire drill, fire risk assessment, hot fire, fire watch, emergency exit, fire doors, sprinkler, fire pumps, housekeeping, flammable materials, and electrical fire safety. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having Get Hired Fast YouTube channel. This was fire safety training course in details. So please, for those of you who want to get fire safety certificate, you can click on this channel and go through all this training course so that it can help you to get or to pass your exams. I love you so much. Stay tuned.